Welcome back to the 513 podcast. I'm Nick Nickel, also known as Bengals Storm. I'm here without any co-host today, but I'm here with a very special guest, multi-year veteran, the original wide receiver glass eater, Stanley Morgan. How are you doing today, man?
Doing great. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Just counting down the days till training camp, counting one by one, week by week. Can't wait for you guys to get back to Paycor, but right now we got just enjoying the time.
Yes, sir. I'm doing the same myself. Just down here in New Orleans, visiting my family.
Yep.
Right?
But shall we start the questions?
Go ahead.
All right. So the first question I have is from a few years ago when you first started your path to the NFL. When you became an undrafted free agent, why did you decide you wanted to go to Cincinnati in the first place? And you feel like it's been the right choice? And how has it been being with the same team as an undrafted free agent for multiple seasons?
Just kind of made the decision. You know, I knew Coach Zach was the coach, and we got some Nebraska ties there. So I just felt like it was going to be the right fit for myself. So it kind of paid out for me in the long run.
Yeah, man. I mean, and speaking of Nebraska ties, how has it been being with Cam Taylor-Britt so far?
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. He was my little brother when I was there, so it's good to see him. It's like having your little brother back with you. So having him there, his spark, his energy, it's like I'm back in college.
Have you guys went one-on-one yet in a training camp or practice last year?
Oh yeah, we have went one-on-one. You know, I do a lot of practice work with the ones and stuff like that, giving them reps and stuff. So I go against Cam a whole lot during the season.
Nice, man. And the next question I have for you is talking about your main part of the game. How has it been like being developed into being one of the best run blocking wide receivers in the league, and just having that as your main part of your game now?
Just learning how to. I mean, I always kind of had a niche for blocking. My coach in high school used to always say, "No block, no rock." My running back was Leonard Fournette in high school, so
oh wow.
So I mean, we'll give the ball to him on 4th and 20 sometimes. He'll make the first down or a touchdown. So I always had a love for blocking. So it really is no big deal for me.
Yeah, man. Like anytime I watch film and I just see you in the game, and I like see you have a absolute pancake of a block, I just like, I see cutting out. Okay.
I can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just seeing you like in film and game, and just seeing the blocks, I'm just like, damn, he's a wide receiver.
Right.
He ain't no tight end. He ain't no lineman that got 20 yards upfield.
It's actually funny because sometimes the coaches joke about that. You know, the O-line coaches love me. I mean, I get a lot. I see it a lot. You know, people talk about how I block like O-lineman or fullback, but you know, it's all good. I love it.
Yeah, man. I mean, the fans love it, and just so many like big historical plays in the past few years involve you just shoving some random DB to our own sideline. So, but moving on to my next question is just, is there anything you want to like improve on your game, and is there anything you're like working on a lot this off season?
I actually been working with Jamar, T, all the guys, Kwame, TB, just Trent Irwin, just everybody who, you know, has a great movement at, you know, the receiver position, and, you know, just kind of, you know, just trying to have a dominant receiver as well, you know, just not a run blocker and just not a special team player, just helping my team wherever I can, you know, and that's just, you know, get some more catches in maybe, or, you know, just anything, just taking a page out of their book.
Yeah, man. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like you're going to have a bigger role this year just from the fact I've been seeing more play action use. And usually we just, when you're in, it's just, okay, we're going to run the ball. But now it's just fake the defense out, do some play action. Oh, dang, Stanley Morgan's up 60 yards downfield. No one's ready for that.
Right. So if we can get that going, we'll be all right.
Yeah. And so next question I have is, how has it been being a part of, like, as people like to say, one of the greatest wide receiver rooms in NFL history? Chase, T, Boyd, Trenton, Kwame, all those guys.
Having those guys in the room, I feel like they're very humble. I said they're great guys. I mean, having Jamar, and TB there just to push us when they're not playing. One of us, Jamar went down last year with a hip. Trent came in and tore it up. I mean, everybody was pushing for Trent to come in and do his thing, and it just works that way. I mean, I feel like there's no selfish person in our room, so it makes it easy for us to get along and go our best and do our best.
Yeah, man, like speaking of Trenton, I will always love that guy. Like his first ever NFL game, I was like huge on him when he was just on the practice squad. My brother's like, he's not even going to get a catch, man. I was like, we bet $20 on he got one catch for 4 yards, and I'm happiest bet I ever made doing that.
Oh, that's my guy. That's one of my. That's one of the guys. We used to always be on practice squad a little bit together, and just to see our progress, and I love it, man. That's one of my close friends.
Yeah, man. And so next question I have for you is, how has it been working with the new guys in Charlie Jones, Andre Yosivash, Mac Hippenhammer, Malachi Carter, all the new guys that have popped up?
They're very mature. I mean, for their age, and to come in and have Troy, as a coach, I feel like they're going to be led in the right direction. Coach Troy always does a great job of preparing the young guys to come in and step up and play. He did a great job with Jamar. He did a great job with T coming in. I mean, Troy just does a great job with the young fellas, and like I said, the room is unselfish. So having young guys, they ask questions. It's not a question they can't ask. I mean, young guys are really good. I really like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, man. Only problem I have with them is their name. I mean, I can't even buy a Mac Hippenhammer jersey. It's too long. Took me a month to learn how to pronounce Yosivash, and yeah.
We'll give him nicknames soon, so it'll be all right.
Oh yeah, I mean Yosivash just got the nickname Yoshi out of nowhere, so we already got that settled.
Yes, sir.
So next question I have is, how has it been working with your special teams coordinator Darren Simmons and just being worked on and developed into a prime gunner and one of the best special teamers we have on the team?
I mean, just being with Darren. I mean, Darren been there for about 100 years. So he knows exactly what he's looking for in a player. He knows how to develop those players and what he sees as a special team players. And I mean, just being there with Darren helped me out a lot. I mean, he's an assistant head coach. He's probably one of the biggest reason I'm still in the league. So I have a lot of respect for Darren and how he goes about his day, his craft, and just what he does. So Darren is a big part of that program for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just feel like he knows how to put anyone in a prime spot for special teams. Makes me very appreciative watching some other teams play and then watch some of their special teams allow like 3 kickoff return touchdowns. Like, man, I'm glad we got Darren.
Right.
Yeah. And so next question I have is something I remembered researching this. I'm like, I want to know what happened was your rookie year, you were number 8 to start off. Why? And then you made the roster. Why did the switch happen?
I think I want to say one of the quarterbacks went number 8, and I believe when I came in, we couldn't do the single digits as receivers. So I just switched to 17.
Yeah, I mean, because I was like, yeah, I remember you and Damian Willis or something.
Yeah.
Both of you were in like single digits, and then out of nowhere, I see you guys were in double digits. Like, who are these guys? Why do they have the same name? Where's number 8? So that was confusing for me, but yeah, I mean, 17, in my opinion, looks better.
Thank you. I love my 17. I mean, 7 + 1 equals 8 anyway. So, hey.
Yeah, man. So next question I have for you is, how has it been working for all the new DBs, whether it's Nick Scott, Jordan Battle, Dax Hill coming into his second year, and then you got DJ Turner and DJ Ivy coming. How has it been with this revamped secondary?
Oh, it's been easy. Really easy. I mean, the coaches do a great job of, and the organization and the scouts do a great job of picking good character guys for the room. You know what I'm saying, or for the team. So these guys fit in so well. I mean, they fit in like they've been there the whole season. So it's really no adjusting because I feel like the scouts and the coaches do a great job of picking different guys that fit in the room or fit in that very, very well. So it's been really easy.
Yeah, man. I feel like you must be annoyed with how much speed we're getting in, though. Dax, Cam, DJ, those guys are pretty fast, I'd say so. But
Really fast. So you gotta work at the line pretty good just to get past those guys. So I'm excited. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're on my team. So hey,
yeah, man. I mean, has there been a specific player just like licking your chops for training camp that's like, I want to have a great one-on-one battle with them come 2 weeks from now?
oh for sure. I mean, you want to win every one-on-one battle. So that's a no-brainer. So of course, I want to win every one-on-one battle. Go. Just iron sharpens iron. Just getting better every day. That's all you want to do. Just get better every day. Never stay the same. You know, that makes a great player.
Yeah, and speaking of like being different and changing, is there any specific goals you have for next season, whether personal or a team goal you got?
I'll say just a team goal. We want that ring. I want
Yep.
I want to see Bowl that first year and the Super Bowl this last past year. It's really getting frustrating not bringing home that ring. So I guess a lot of guys are working hard to bring home that ring. Personal goals. I mean, just maximize my talent. Be the best I can
Yep.
be every day. Make sure I'm going 110%, 120. Not leaving. I feel like that's what helps me progress every set to me personal goals, but only going 120% every time I step on that field.
Yeah, man. And like speaking of like just teams trying to prevent you from getting that ring, is there a team that you just like hate so much, like maybe as much as you did for Ohio State back in Nebraska? Whether it's Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, the Chiefs now, any team you're like, God, I hate those guys so much.
I'm really not gonna say that, but I don't. I feel like I don't like any other team but the Bengals because hey, this my team. This is who I've been with for 5 years. So I really don't really care for the teams unless we play them that week. So I don't really like anybody except the Bengals. And I'm a Bengals fan.
All right, respect. I know, like, you don't want 20 NFL social media accounts to out of nowhere say Stanley Morgan is is writing up the Chiefs rivalry again, even though it's like in the locker room, not as big of a deal.
Right, right,
That's what I've
right.
been hearing from you guys. So, and like talking about trying to get better and whatnot, how is there any, like, how do you feel about this offseason overall and just any specific player that's brand new that you want to shout out and say, Bengals fans, you got to watch out for this guy?
I'll say, I'll say, I'll say, I'll say all the receivers that came in. I really say, I mean, these guys are moving great. I mean, they had a nice OTAs. Guys are learning, but you know how OTAs is. You got to put those pads on to really see it. So I'll say just watch out for all the receivers. I'm always a big fan of the receiver room. So I'll say just watch out for them. They can do something real special together as a whole. When it comes to preseason games and really working. So just be on the lookout for all those guys.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Orlando Brown because, like, when I'm watching him, like, his film in Kansas City and Baltimore, I'm just a bit of me thinking he's just like you, but put him at left tackle.
I feel you, man.
And so the last special teams question, like, general question I have is the punting battle between Drew Chrisman and Brad Robbins. Is there anything different you want to see in a punter from such a huge role you have in the punting and special teams game?
I mean, those guys. I mean, just a good punt. Just anytime you have those punts where they just punter gets under it really good and it's really high, and what I'm saying, just where you can work your craft and get down there and make a tackle. What I'm saying, is always good. So I feel like those guys are going to battle it out during training camp, and it's up. It's up from there.
Yeah, man. I mean, they both are great at their own thing. Brad has all the. He can kick that ball for 7 seconds. Drew Chrisman can boot it for 80 yards and then go deliver some DoorDash mid-play and then come back and get it.
Exactly. Yeah. So just get, Drew has, if he gets a kick, what I'm saying, I hopefully have a snack on the way back too. So
all right. And so I got one last question for you that I have to ask every player that comes on here. How have you been doing in the locker room at ping pong and cornhole?
I would say I am one of the worst ping pong players right now. But I will say I'm not the worst in the receiving room. So I will say that.
Who's the worst in the receiving room? I want to hear this. I want to hear the beef. I want to hear what you think.
So I'll say I'll give you a ranking. I feel like it's
all right.
It goes TT, so we go Trent Taylor. Sometimes it's a tie. Now I will say T Higgins is getting pretty sneaky good. So I put TT, TB, Trent, and T Higgins, then Kwame, maybe.
All right.
And then I'll put me, Jamar, and Troy last.
All right. Okay. How do you do in cornhole?
Cornhole. I think Trent takes the cake in cornhole. He's pretty good at cornhole.
Oh, I've heard him smoking people like 21-3 on the daily. So
yeah,
it can definitely.
Pretty good, yeah.
But I've heard a lot of aggressiveness happening. Like Brad Robbins is hustling rookies to get free wins in cornhole and whatnot. So must be a lot of aggressive talk in that locker room about that.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of push-ups on command. We do a lot of betting on push-ups on command, so it's a lot of push-ups going on. So yeah.
All right. All right, but I think that's all I have for you today, Stanley. Is there anything you want to say to Who Dey Nation?
Hey, let's get this Super Bowl in Who Dey. That's all, baby.
All right, thank you for anyone listening to the 513 podcast, and thank you for coming on, Stanley. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast and make sure to follow Stanley on any social media he has. Maybe Threads. I don't know what you got at this point, but yeah, man. Just thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, man.